What's going on, horror fanatics? I am Marcus. Welcome to our Shamsix Tom's YouTube horror movie channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer and Sarah Michelle Gellar's character in the original film, Helen Shivers, as I share a theory as to why there are so many Easter eggs of the character in the trailer for the reboot and what it could mean to the story of the film, as well as the killer's motive. If you're a fan of I Know What You Did Last Summer and other horror movie related content, shoot the video a like, it helps feed the YouTube algorithm. And if you're a new viewer of the channel, shoot that subscribe button followed by the bell icon for all content updates. Alright y'all, so in my I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer breakdown video, check that out. If you haven't already, I will leave it on the end screen of this video. I spoke about how we see a good bit of Helen Shiver Easter eggs in the trailer, like the one that you see here in this overlay, and I subtly hinted at the possibility that these Easter eggs could have a greater meaning in the film. As y'all see here, they show Helen's gravesite along with a photo of her from when she had won the Croaker Queen pageant, as well as some scenes that will be paying homage to her fantastic chase scene sequence from the original film. But the Easter egg that really got my gears grinding is the photo that you see behind Ray hanging up on the wall at the Southport Community Center when he arrives. Now, initially, I thought that this was Helen herself in this photo. However, when you get a better look at it, you can see that this is not Helen Shivers and that this is some other girl who is donning the Croaker Queen crown. As you can see, this young lady's hair is more blonde than Helen's was, but more importantly, if you look closely at the Croaker crown that she is wearing, it is evident that this is a different version of the crown that we've seen Helen wearing, as this new crown looks more like crab claws as opposed to the more traditional looking queen crown that Helen is seen wearing herself. Now, the two obvious questions here are, who is this other girl, this new girl, that is wearing the Croaker Queen crown? And why are there so many Easter eggs and callbacks to Helen Shivers in this trailer? Well, in my trailer breakdown video, I had mentioned the possibility of this new I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot film paying homage to 1999's urban legend in regards to the accident/mistake that our protagonist has made that lead to the killer's motive of revenge. So what if this new girl wearing the Croaker Queen crown is one of or our sole victim that is killed in the brutal car crash that is seen in the trailer that the new group of friends is responsible for, and whoever the killer is or are, if there is more than one killer, is out for revenge because this was a loved one that was murdered. When you take into account the last shot of the trailer where you see the killer chasing another young woman in some type of store, you notice that the killer is a female based on the frame and certain body parts. If this new Croaker Queen is our victim in the car crash, then this female killer could be her mother, which would be a callback to Ben Willis, who held his daughter Susie's boyfriend, David Egan, responsible for her death after they had gotten into a car crash the year prior to his encounter with Julie, Ray, Helen, and Barry, and killed him the night he himself was ran over by Ray in Barry's car. Or this female killer could be the new Croaker Queen's girlfriend/fiance who is going after the group for causing the car crash that led to her death, similar to Brenda Bates' revenge narrative in 1999's urban legend. Now, some of you may be wondering, where does the Helen Shivers connection play into all of this? Well, the killer or killers could have done their homework on Helen's death, being that Helen may remind them of this lost loved one and the fact that she was also a Croaker Queen from Southport who was tragically killed, and possibly felt there was a connection between both incidents and found some damning information about the real reason why Helen was killed, and that Ray and Julie covered up the truth and lied about why Ben Willis was after them, and they plant Easter eggs of Helen, such as the photo at the gravesite, or attack/kill a victim at a location that is synonymous with Helen's character, such as the Shivers family store, if it is still there, if it is still present in this new movie, or the building that the Croaker Queen pageant takes place, as a way to not only drag Julie back to Southport, but as a way to drag Julie and Ray into this new situation, and are going to attempt to kill them also so that they can finally pay for the crime that they committed on Ben Willis, because they view Julie and Ray in the same way that they view these new kids. Now, some will say we know how Julie ends up back in Southport because obviously the trailer shows one of the newbies going directly to her to ask for help because of her past experience. Though true, keep in mind we do not know yet if Julie decides to help the friends in that moment. she could have said no. What if inside the yellow envelope that we assume to be from the killer is a picture of Helen Shivers, and on the back it reads, "I know." And this is what gets Julie to return to Southport, because this same killer, who is after these new group of friends, also seems to know her and Ray's secret, because sending a picture of Helen is a direct tie-in to her past, which not only prompts her to get involved to help the newbies, but it also plays into her wanting to find out if her greatest fear is true, and that's Ben Willis still being alive. Just like I had stated at the end of my trailer breakdown video, I have a feeling that these Helen Shiver Easter eggs are more than just Easter eggs. It's just like I say with the Stu Macher Easter eggs that we get in the Scream franchise. It's got to be more than that when you're dropping multiple, because if you're going to pay homage to a character, there only really needs to be one thing about that character that you need to use that audiences will notice to capture that nostalgic feeling. The fact that there are going to be multiple Easter eggs tells me they could have plans to have Helen's presence felt from beyond the grave, and that this presence is what will ultimately bring Julie and Ray back together in Southport, possibly for the last time, not the newbies like the trailer wants us to believe. I'm excited to see if we will get any more Easter eggs in regards to Helen in the second trailer when it releases, and if we do, I feel like it will be all but confirmed that her character, though no longer physically present, will play a large role in the overall story of the film. But okay, everyone, that is it for this I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 theory video. Leave a comment down in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts on the theory. Do you think that the Easter eggs of Helen Shivers will have an impact on the story? If so, what kind of impact would you want them to have? Do you think that the Croaker Queen, whose photo is seen hanging on the wall in the community center, is the person who is killed in the car crash that the friend group is responsible for? As well as let me know if you think Julie will return to Southport when initially asked for help, as we saw in the trailer. Or do you think that the letter she gets from who we assume to be the killer will be the real reason she returns to Southport, and that instead of getting a traditional letter, she will receive a picture of Helen as a way to let Julie know that her past is once again caught up with her? Once again, I am Marcus, and this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube Horror Movie channel. Follow me on all of my social media platforms. Thank you all for watching.